Said to him, how do you just make that statement that you took what they have when they got so much street ball lineage? And I said to him, is it because it shifted, like the whole ADC movement shifted and that Sean Bell movement is on the decline?
Basketball minds. He showed you how to coach.
No, but remember,
listen, I'm game for game, scheme for scheme. This nigga just tried to
the scheme was? Just the scheme.
This nigga just
avoid Sean Bell.
This nigga just
avoid Sean Bell.
A non-basketball nigga's gonna try to get all the nice niggas. The J. Will niggas from other teams and all of that.
He had these
and he
niggas.
can't. And have no scheme.
He had
no scheme.
He had some artists and Marvin Robbins. They lost. K-Vaughn.
The whole team was borrowed. Stoppers beat y'all 3 times this year.
And we beat the Star in the championship at Hoops in the Sun.
All right, so
Stoppers beat you. I beat you 3 times this year, and you beat the Stoppers 3 times.
You won the Rucker. Congratulations.
And you won LES. Congratulations.
Let's go.
Listen, man, turn up. I don't even like how y'all fucking speaking to too many people, man. We got a fucking game. That niggas better turn up right from jump ball, man. That niggas warming up on some bullshit. Niggas taking an hour to get dressed. This shit for real, man. Let's go. I don't want to be coming back 7-zip. Let's punch niggas in the face first. That's all that matters to me right now.
There's been a lot of talk about ADC. So, what are y'all goals? I know you guys here to talk. It fits your mantra. But why ADC? Why did you decide to be on ADC? As you see Coach Frizz, why ADC?
Best young point guard in New York City.
Yo, he didn't give up on me. Before the summer started, nobody was hitting me to play. He told me, yo, you playing with us. I believe still. Since before any tournament started, he hit me, yo, you playing. I know him. He coached me at New Heights. I went to 113, 113 guy. He just always believed in me.
This interview is brought to you by Viola.
And we're back here once again, Sway Reporting Live, one-on-one sit-downs. And, you guys might be annoyed by me by, every time I start a one-on-one sit-down, I say this term right here. Every one of my guests are special. And I definitely have a special guest here today. He's always on the lives when he wants to be on the lives. Let me not say he's always on the live. When he wants to be on the live, everybody knows about it. When he says something, everybody knows about it. When his team wins, everybody knows about it. When his team loses, y'all make sure he knows about it. And I'm not even going to introduce him because I think that's the only introduction I need to give. Sir, please introduce yourself to the people.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Fridge.
Fridge, just like that.
A.K.A. Calipari for the street ball world for New York City.
Head coach of ADC, a different cloth.
Different cloth Viola.
Look, man, I'm not going to pit and patter with you. We're going to get straight into it.
Let's do it.
You guys had a great summer. 3 chips, Viola on the hat. Y'all might have to start wearing beanies. It's a little cold outside. I don't know if I can wear hats with that. You know what I'm saying?
We
but
got the beanies too. We got
okay. Just need to know that's on the way. But you guys had a great summer, headed by key acquisitions. The last time I saw you, before we get to the good, I want to start with something that was a little bit more controversial, a little bit more tense, a little bit more trench-worthy. The last time I saw you guys as an ADC as a whole was at Whitehead Tournament. Then after that, it was LES. But I want to focus on the Whitehead Tournament because there's some things in there I just wanted to hear your perspective on as the coach.
Right.
Crowd control. We have the team you playing against, Born Ballers. They brought Lance out, and they had all their guys.
Right.
You feel me? The game was close throughout until it got to the second half. Things got a little bit out of control. From your perspective as a head coach, what did you see? And when you made that decision, guys, we might have to pack this one up, go home, recoup. We got another one anyway. What was that mindset going through that game and just everything that came with it?
It was a lot going on. First off, big shout out to Zeke. Shout out to Coney Allen.
Facts.
Great tournament. That was our second year. Got to the chip. Everything was, for the most part, smooth. Championship night, it was just different from where my peoples could stand to, we was trying to get another uniform to we couldn't see the scoreboard. So it was a one-on-one. Nigga shot the fair one. It was a dance contest. It was just a lot going on. And I know with everything, and I'll probably say this a couple times in the interview, being the head of the body, I'm going to get, I'm going to get the backlash.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Come on, man. I'm going to take the L's pretty much. And it wasn't solely my decision. It was a group decision. I had a couple parents involved that was like, yo, it ain't worth it. And we got up out of there, you know what I'm saying? me, the competitor that I am, I want to play and win 4 chips. But that night, it wasn't it for me and my group. So we got out of there, and big shout out to Born Ballers. They was getting to it. They was getting to it. You know what I'm saying?
So the Lance Stevenson effect, you know, when teams, it was home. He's home. You know, I don't know if you knew prior to the game, but you probably had a feeling this might happen. I feel like there was a little back and forth between him and your guy of the summer, your MVP of the summer, JC, Jaquan Carlos. Like, I feel like there was a little stuff going on. There was on-court things. The footage will speak for itself. I'm not going to speak too much on it. But what did you feel like you had your young star going against someone that's solidified without your other leader in Zay Station? What did you feel like the position you had JC in as the head of the snake for that night?
We was hyped for that. That's us. We knew Zay wasn't there. He wasn't there for the LES chip. We good with whoever we got. Coaching staff, guys that we roll with, and the players. We confident. We wanted that smoke. We was hyped when you see him. You know, we be in our little locker room over there. We seen him getting dressed like it's lit. Those are the games we want. You know what I'm saying? We want to win those type of games. That's why I wish it was able to be finished and you know, kind of played out correctly so we could have seen where we was at. Because they T-Bond, Jod, man, it was loaded.
Yeah.
So, like, for us to be who we are anyway, that's another just, you know what I'm saying, stamp for us.
To the crowd, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, we'll see them again.
I like that. I hope so, because that definitely deserves a rematch. But let's get more into what happened this summer, because I know you wanted to focus on that.
Right.
This summer was a lot. You guys came into this summer, because I always tell people, I'm 2 years into this street ball stuff. So some things I may not know, but some things I do know. And from my first year in 2021 coming into 2022, I realized that you guys had something to prove. You guys are always in the news. Like I'm telling you guys are always in the news for either good or bad or indifferent. Because why? Maybe because you're the head of the snake or the players that you have and what they're doing. Let's talk about what it was like to win Gersh. Last year, for 2021, it wasn't as a good showing in Gersh. You guys flamed out in the playoffs, double-digit loss to, I believe it was Sean Bell, if I'm correct. No, or was it SOG? I think it was SOG, if I'm correct.
Playoffs that last year.
Yeah, I think it was SOG.
No butter? I don't know.
But it was one of those two teams. Regardless, you guys flamed out on that.
SOG, I was in Germany.
Yeah,
SOG.
I feel like it was SOG. I don't think you guys played Sean Bell in that playoffs.
Right.
But so then you come back with your new acquisitions. I want you to talk about your new acquisitions and why they became your acquisitions. I already hear about the training camps before some even started, everybody getting right in May, April, wherever, how early it was.
Right.
So starting with Gersh Park, winning that championship with those lights that they have, what was that like, and what went into the key acquisitions for that specific tournament?
Right. Gersh, it meant a lot to us. We've been in Gersh for like 10 years with the COVID and then post-COVID year. We've been to 3 championships. We had won 1. So we was always in the mix. And for people don't know that say, like, we ain't been good, we only was in 1 tournament until last summer.
Oh, really?
We was only in Gersh. So if we not winning that 1 tournament, they like we not valid.
Interesting.
But we never did not make the playoffs and this and that. You know what I mean? We was always right there. One of my right-hand mans, Butter, he said it at the end of the summer, and it sticks with me. Like, this the first year we was committed and dedicated to it. Like, if you go back to Gersh, we missing games. I'm never there for the playoffs, so I might be there for game 1, not game 2 and game 3 of the finals. That has happened. Players not committed, Butter on vacation. This was the year that we, like, kind of locked in. You know what I mean? And it started with training camp. Key acquisitions, I'm going to start with Coach Mike. Coach Mike was huge.
Very.
Very huge as far as his brain and, like, his whole setup, being, like, the guys' personal trainers, having Basketball City as, like, our home court. We in there, that shit locked. It's 30 whatever courts in there. We in there by ourselves on Saturday morning getting to it, shit like that. It was big, and it brung us together. And then once the kids that's in school started coming home from school, they just got right in the gym with us. We already full of culture. It just brung it more. So Coach Mike was huge. Sam was huge. Shout out to Sam.
Yes.
Sam was huge.
What Ross Lime says, I hate his throw, but I love his game.
Yo, tough. Tough as nails. Passion like me when I was a player, so I love it. Front line for anything, want to guard everybody. You know what I'm saying? Want to take big shots. He was huge. He came. Funny, we booked him from another team. I wouldn't say booked him. He made a smart decision.
Hey, man, it's street ball.
He made
you got to find out where your allegiances lie.
He made a smart decision, and it paid off for him. Wound up being in the starting lineup, won 3 chips. So, like, he was big. J-Pay, huge. Huge.
Young boy.
Makes us different.
Yeah.
Makes us different. And we'll get into the 2023 roster soon. But, like, J-Pay, unguardable in the street ball game. He's a guy that you got to have a scheme for. But if he's able to just play one-on-one and free, unguardable.
Yeah.
So makes us different. Will's another one. Will, I recruited him last summer, and he kind of kept his word. Soon as he came from school, he came to training camp. Like maybe a day later, Fridge, I'm home, pulling up. And was locked in, but had made a commitment to Irk Productions that he would play with them in Gersh. Played a game with them in Gersh. I just looked at him at the next training camp. I just looked at him.
Like what
next game, you know who he was suited up with. And it was another smart decision. You know what I'm saying? Smart decision. Mo. And it's crazy because these guys are these young guys, man. Mo, talented, 6'6" kid from Harlem. Was working out with Coach Mike. Butter was a big fan of him, saying we got to get him. Fed right in. Blaze, another one. Young guy. They still seniors in college. Super selfless. Yo, bro, we got 12. They vets. We don't need you today. I bet I'm going to still be there just in case. Type of kid like that, we keeping them around forever. You know what I mean? And it just made us deeper. And we trouble, man, for real. We the bad kids.
Shit. So I'm not even gonna lie to you, Fridge. When you talk just now about all these acquisitions and taking this year seriously and the coaches and down to the players being here as soon as they come back from school on break, like that's a lot of support. That's a lot of commitment. That's a lot of drive. That's a lot of hunger. I asked you this in the playoffs of Zone 6 as we transition to Zone 6. I asked you post-game after a good win. I'm like, yo, how do you get all of these guys to buy in, whether it's coaches or players? And you just said they just follow. But I need you to expound on that because what you're saying is not just white noise. This is facts. Like, there's a man in this room I seen, like, when you're not here, he's pulling up. He's like, yo, we gotta get the dub today, no matter what. And it's really a big shift from last year to this year. Why is it can you get guys to buy in, choose you over anybody else?
Good question. I think I stepped up to the plate with my commitment that just showed the guys, like, we got to be committed. I know I be talking my shit, but at the same time, super humble and don't like really talking about myself. But when you got somebody that knows what it takes and's been there and, you know, put on that court, it's easy to, you know, follow what he's talking about in that particular lane. You know what I mean? The guys around me, even like my brothers, my different cloth brothers that may not be at the games and all of that, they know, like, yo, he was the good, like, you know, he's student of the game. He played for some incredible coach. I played for some incredible coaches. Big shout out to Kevin Boyu, my high school coach. He's the head coach of Mount Verde. They #1 in the country every year. Resume incredible. If you watch a Mount Verde game, it's the same energy and passion that you see Fridge coaching in the summertime. Watch a Mount Verde game. He's stomping, yelling, double, go get him. And that's where I get it from. And the guys know, like, I really want them to win. I really want the gang to win. I want the brands to win, that they follow. And they know it's like a nonsense or a non-tolerant situation with me.
I see it.
But they know it's out of love too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I told you this. My DMs was incredible this summer with players trying to get down with the gang and seeing how we moving and the wave is so crazy. And it's like, nah, you gotta fit how we play. I gotta know I'm able to yell at you, like, get the fuck back on D and you gonna eat that. Everybody can't do that. Everybody that'll fuck them up. They can't even play. You sub them out, sub them back in, they done. My guys, they sprinting out. And it's funny, I'm going on a little bit with this, but it's crazy. I get paid a lot of homage to get them to play as hard as they play for me.
Yeah, because, see, as you say that, because it was a great transition, because in Zone 6, I remember opening day, the film says it on my YouTube page. There was a point where JC, I think it was a free throw, JC comes down, goes to the Boy Wonder sideline. He's talking to Z Nix, and he's like, yo, you got to live by his principles, da. But JC's like, yo, it don't matter. If I get beat, I got 7-foot guy down there. So we good. He's like, but you still got to live by the principles of what certain people got to say and how you play. You got to keep doing that. And what if that don't work?
Right.
JC's like, man, we good. Like, he literally said, I'm good on that.
Right.
Feel me? So as I asked that, there's people that always talk about the press. As soon as I got into the street ball game and I realized you guys press every possession, every quarter, every game, people's like,
everything.
People like, yo, that bum ass press or that press not gonna work all game. And then I've seen more times than not that it works. Why the press?
The press all my life. 113, we had a press called 113. We used to stomp niggas in junior high school. Everybody know I played Brooklyn USA for Ziggy and Tippy. All we did was press. So, like, I press on 2K. I ain't a video game guy, but if I play 2K, I'm pressing.
That's the first time I ever heard that. I'm not
everything
gonna lie to you.
is a press, bro. Everything. So, I understand, and I don't know if we going to get onto this, that my brain is completely different from every other street ball coach. None of the street ball coaches can say they've done with the game of basketball that I've done. Go down the line. Nobody can say they did that. So it's certain situations they not going to win. Even how you getting guys that play pro D1, D2 ball to dive on the floor and trap in 90-degree because they believe in what I'm talking about. You can't tell nobody to go do this if you ain't never did it. How you do that? So it's easy, almost. You know what I'm saying? With the commitment we put in and the great players we got, this shit is easy, bro.
Easy?
Easy.
Okay. So what? As we keep going on the tracks of the tournaments you've won in Zone 6, I believe this year was your first year being in Zone 6. Am I correct?
First year.
And you guys win the chip. Describe Zone 6's atmosphere that made you say, okay, this is the right time to do this, bring my guys here and try to build on something.
I went to 2 games last year. First game I went to just on a pass by, literally driving through Brooklyn. I was like, oh, this is crazy. But I stood in the back. Then I went to the chip, and I went and got a VIP seat, and I was chopping it up with Ra, who I knew from back in Brooklyn USA days. And I was like, yo, we coming in next year. This is crazy. Like, the atmosphere was crazy last year in the chip. And I said, we coming to win it. And that's what we did.
That's all she wrote.
All she wrote. And I'm talking about the old Brooklyn feel, that environment.
Trenchy.
Like, trenchy.
Gritty.
All the way up the block when you park it, trenchy.
Got to travel back to the courts.
We went in there 39 and 9 through 5 tournaments. I count Jersey because they have my name on it.
Mm-hmm.
But 10-1 in Zone 6, 10-1 in Gersh. How we don't run Brooklyn? How?
All right, fine. Let's get straight to it then.
Let's get straight to it.
Let's get straight to it then. So, Mr. Mac Jordan Keydor Edwards, a former player of yours.
Right.
He is a Sean Bell player.
Right.
Like I said in the interview that just dropped today, if you guys haven't seen it, go ahead, tune in.
Dope interview, by the way.
By the time y'all see it, it wouldn't be the one before this. We got a couple more before yours drop. But he says, like, yo, like, ADC had a hell of a summer. What they did was, you can't take that away from them. But how can you dethrone somebody you've never beat? And that, I have to pose that question to you. If you feel that you guys are the best team of the summer this year, and you have taken what Sean Bell has done, we all know the history, we all know what Coach Ra loves to preach and love to talk about, and you guys have your discussions,
right?
Well documented.
Right.
Why do you feel you have taken what people have said is theirs?
Got the best coach, got the best players, got the best culture by a landslide.
I might have to agree on the culture.
Got the best game plan and scheme by a landslide. Who else could say they come to the game and they know how they about to play? That should be free ball. You know what I'm saying? With talented guys.
That's one thing I did say to Rob before when I was getting into this. I asked him, I'm like, yo, because he will never let me live it down that I picked Sean Bell to lose a couple games in Gersh last year, right?
Right.
So he's like, how can we lose when we, there's game plans, and Kedar would say there's different game plans for the different type of guys they have on the court. But to me, it sounds like you're saying that we bring the same core guys no matter what tournament, and the chemistry will speak for itself. Is that what you're saying, or is there something different to what you're trying to tell me here?
I'm a hooper, so I looked at even this season and every season, but this one more so because it was so many games, like 5 tournaments. I knew we would be the best we are basically in March for like college basketball. Mm-hmm. I knew once we get into game 35, 36, we was trouble. So basically, if you get us in the beginning of the year when somebody's away or somebody I knew once we came to the playoffs or March Madness that we'd be playing our best basketball. And we just didn't see them down the stretch when we were playing our best basketball. Yeah,
in Gersh, they lost to Irk Productions in the playoffs. Am I correct? I think that's who they lost to.
Yeah, a team that we'll never lose to. So, they to kind of answer that question as well, too, we the team that when DP and Slime and BG and whoever else, Whitehead, give out their schedules, you don't want to see ADC. It ain't that you don't want to see Sean Bell no more. That's a fact. You don't want to see that press. You don't want to see me. You don't want to see Zay. You don't want to see Marv. You don't want to see JC. You don't want to see Keyshawn. Them guys, you know what I mean? We ain't tripping. I don't think the city tripping. Somebody made a point about the dethrone. That's like saying BK Stompers dethroned them.
BK Stompers do have a few dubs on Sean Bell this year.
A lot.
Yeah, I know.
And then the same thing. We beat BK Stompers every time that we played them. So it's like, to me, it's about the championships. And again, the culture. How do we lose?
The ADC.
How do we lose if we stay healthy?
Oh, okay. That's what
you gonna go really practice for the press? Because that's the only way you're gonna beat us. You're gonna go really get the right fits. We fucked the game up. You'll see this summer. They gonna really pay attention. They gonna really say, oh, nah, they got a basketball. They got a real culture and basketball minds behind them. We got to do something different. We might have to have training camp. We might have to take naps. We might have to stop smoking that mid. You feel me?
Nah, but these are things we have to talk about, Fridge, because you're doing something in this game where I feel like I don't hear about from other coaches. I don't hear other coaches saying, yo, you gotta have a nap before today's game. I don't see guys.
They're not listening.
I don't see guys. I don't see guys probably 100 feet from the court when there's 20 minutes before the game huddled up talking. I don't see guys.
Culture is incredible.
You feel me? Like, just describe your culture. Like, not like you said it. You don't think no one else is doing what you're doing, but again, why are you doing what you're doing?
It all comes from my past. I remember at St. Patrick's High School being down there stretching, sweating bullets, and then when we cross paths, we know we up 15. We already got the other team in fear. We see that shit in Gersh. When we come from the baseball field 70 deep and we see the other team watchers come in, we know we up 10-zip already. We know. Because there be guys over there that really want to get down, really want to walk through with us.
Oh, yeah. I know a guy that said that he was playing with you. He played in the LES chip. I'm not going to say no names, but he told me he wanted to play with y'all. But then, I heard something else. But we not. That's a little something.
I went over my preseason training camp list. We at 22 right now, but it's all ADC guys. We just know guys that wasn't around this summer that'll be around more. And we need all 22 because all them tournaments, low management is important. Probably not for JC and J paying them because they 20 and 21. But our older guys, it'd be tough. You know what I'm saying?
We back here. I just wanted to touch on, you got the viola on the hat, and you just mentioned St. Patrick's High School. If I'm correct, if my research is correct, did you meet Al Harrington at St. Patrick's High School?
Yep, St. Pat, yeah, that's where we met.
So That's where you met. And you know, varsity basketball. First, I want to touch on the connection you and Al Harrington made, because there was no Viola attached to ADC last year, to my recollection.
Right.
How did that become a thing? But before you start about how Viola became part with ADC, just talk about how you and Al became close brothers from young age of 15, 16.
Right. So we got the same patch the same year. He's a year older than me though.
Okay.
But I got there freshman year. He got there sophomore year from Roselle High School or whatever, wherever he came from. And like, he was trash. He was trash, and I was from Brooklyn, so he kind of just, I'm gonna keep it a buck, he just gravitated towards me. The way I talk, the way I walk, the way I dance, you know what I mean? And because he wasn't one of the best players on the team and I was the freshman hoping to get minutes, we was close. We was both trying to figure it out at the same time, you know what I mean? What kind of pushed us over was I was doing a lot of commuting back and forth to Elizabeth, New Jersey, or like,
yeah,
I mean, I could say it now, whatever, staying with coaches, staying with teachers or whatever.
Amen.
To where his junior year, my sophomore year, his family took me in, moved me in the crib. So then it was, you know, we different type of brotherhood. Shout out to Mama Harrington, shout out to the family. Like, they took me in, and yeah, that's been my guy, you know, really my right-hand man. I said it on a different interview, like, showed me the league without me being in the league. You know what I'm saying? Every team he played for, every city. If I was hooping or wasn't hooping, when I came back from overseas, whatever, and won whatever, I was in the crib with him. I was at all the games with him. And that's, you know, that shit's forever dope. You know what I'm saying? Because as a hooper, that's all we wanted to do is make the L. You know what I mean? So when it comes to the brand, you know, that's my best friend that got a dope thing going on.
Facts.
And how he got included, he came to the chip in Gertz last year.
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah.
That's how it happened. Obviously, with him being my man, he done been at Gertz game. He, you know what I mean? He been around the scene checking on how we doing, but we got in the street ball game through a different cloth. So even if I would have went and got son on board 3 years ago, we been a different cloth. He seen it for himself at Gertz and said, yo, we might as well, you know what I'm saying? You gonna win it? Say, yeah, I get the proper budget that'll keep me from doing all the shit I be doing and have me in New York at the games.
Yeah.
And we did it, and now they ready to give me whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So, in high school, it was documented. I've watched other podcasts of you. I've tried to do my homework. 14, 15, 6, like you graduated at 17 years old.
Right.
And you almost committed to Miami, but you go to Wichita State. I'm trying to figure out, before we just jump into these different roles of your life, what was like really pushing you to play basketball? Like what got Fridge to be on all these street ball highlights that I see now from back in the day? Like, what was driving him to try to be great in whatever he did?
Really downtown Brooklyn. Like, since I was 12, everybody I know was telling me I was nice. People, parents, guy in the grocery store, everybody was telling me that I was nice and that I could really do something with basketball. Once I got the same patch, I'm playing with Shaheem Holloway, Sam Dallenberg, Al, the list goes on and on, NBA guys, McDonald Americans. I started to believe, like, oh shit, I'm on the same level as these guys. And that's what really just kept me going. Like, my path was crazy. I signed with Miami, actually.
Okay.
I actually signed, went on a visit, signed. Leonard Hamilton was the head coach at the time. And the year I signed is the year he left and went to the Wizards.
Okay.
So they wound up keeping me signed. I ain't had no grades. They sent me to JUCO, Trinity Valley in Texas. They sent me there as basically to come back to Miami in 2 years. Perry Clark was the new coach. They was on board. Went down there and was just hooping, like, on bullshit, hustling, just doing dumb shit. And Wichita State at that point was the only D1 that was like, yo, with your grades and all of that, we'll send you to a JUCO in Kansas. You get eligible, you stay on campus, this and that, but you can't play. You got to sit out a whole year. And that's what I did, because I didn't want to let all those people down that was telling me I was nice.
You want to
So,
let them down.
I gotta go D1. You know what I'm saying? So it sucked because back then Miami was in the Big East. And Leonard Hamilton told me I was gonna start as a freshman. So basically, I was gonna be able to play at home, even though I'm in Miami. But you play Seton Hall, St. John's, you know, like Providence, or home games for my peoples. So that's how I learned about Wichita. I ain't never even heard about Wichita. And went out there, and it was a dope experience. A lot of injuries while I was there, but met some incredible people. I don't know if you was gonna ask me this, but being out there, you know, I created what I created, and I got my own prep school out there.
In Wichita?
In Wichita, Kansas, Next Level Prep.
Yeah, I saw some rumblings of it, but
I was coaching, and now I'm not since I'm in the cannabis world, but, you know, still got that running, and AD in it, athletic director from afar.
Okay.
Go out there like twice a month.
Yeah.
And something I just want to shine light on, because we be giving kids that really have nothing, no interest, no scholarship offers, nothing, opportunities to go to school. And it's worked out. This is our 6th year. Got like 5 guys playing D1, about 4 playing D2, maybe 26 in JUCO in AIA. So I'm proud of that.
Yeah, you paving the way for guys that probably didn't understand what the possibilities they have based off of your own life experience.
Going off that shit I went through,
But
facts.
yeah, like, so see, now that leads me to this question where, like, you have this persona, you have this mantra, you have this just it factor about you. Why weren't you so locked into to academics per se? Because these days we know we call it student athlete.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because one can't be without the other.
Right.
What were the things that you possibly didn't understand when you were just only focusing on basketball?
Right. I really, you know, not to bash anyone, but I ain't had no guidance. I was the kid 12 years old on a Tuesday, still out to 3 in the morning. Not doing no dumb shit, but just making the decisions myself. Like even that St. Pat decision. And when I came out of 113, I was the #1 8th grader in New York City. So I was picking what school I could go to. I chose to go to Jersey on my own. At that age, I ain't never even been to Jersey. You know, I ain't even know what a McDonald American, where they telling me, yo, you gonna play behind Shaheem Holloway, he a McDonald American. I don't even know what that is. You know, they sold me with, yo, we playing Madison Square Garden in the Super 6. That's all I seen. I went out there. So to kind of answer that question, like I ain't had no guidance. Learned everything kind of on my own. I went from 13, 14 years old to Elizabeth, New Jersey. Then right after that to Athens, Texas. Then right after that to Wichita, Kansas. Then to, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even no time to
really,
yo, who's telling me to, you know what I mean?
Moving so fast.
Yeah, everything was so fast.
So that lifestyle, I want to touch on 2 things before I get here, but that Jersey, from going to Brooklyn, going to Jersey, bro, like that's, Brooklyn guys don't even want to touch that in this day and age.
Right.
Why? Do you think that was something different? Because I also, like, just due to my research, I'm looking like when you was playing in Jersey, every time you saw a Brooklyn team, you felt like you had to put on.
Yeah.
The question I'm asking is the lights or recognition that Brooklyn guys would get, in specifically that day and age, where you're playing in Brooklyn, these other high schools, Lincoln, all these other places where they're powerhouses. They get the recognition, they get the scouts is looking there, all that. Do you feel like you missed out on that by going to Jersey, or it was just all meant to be?
Nah, not at all. It was meant to be. Back then, like now, everybody going to school everywhere. Back then, nobody was doing that. So everywhere I went, yo, he go to St. Pat's. We was top 5 in the country all 4 years I was there. So it was a big deal. Only thing we missed out on was social media.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Very
like
true.
even with Al was the #1 player in the country. Came straight out of high school. We had all that shit they have right now. You know what I'm saying? For everybody, even I'm just talking about even on a recruitment level. But yeah, that was the greatest, one of the greatest decisions I made. Like I said, I was able to play for Kevin Boyer. I went from playing against 258 and 117 in small gyms to playing against Oak Hill in NBA Arena as a freshman, you know, the next year. I don't think I would have got the same experience. PSAL Cavalier was popping, but for me, that experience was different.
So let's switch it up. Let's get away from the basketball, right? Let's get a little personal. What was the biggest hurdle in your life?
Oh, great question. I think getting over not making the NBA, it took a while.
How long?
A while.
All right.
Yeah, it took a while, man. Like, resentment. Felt like I was so close. A lot of injuries. And just the no guidance part. Like, I was in a position where a lot of guys would have, took a better advantage. Ranked 12th in the country as a freshman at St. Pat's. Just watch the rankings get higher and higher because of academics, because I'm missing Nike camp or something. Like, back then the All-American camps was everything.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I'm saying? ABCD and all that shit was everything. I'm in summer school.
Yeah.
So that was probably the biggest hurdle. But everything I went through happened for a reason, even getting into my pro career. Bounced around a lot of second divisions, a lot of countries. Then, joining the street ball shit. But the hurdles of all of that led me to, I've been all over the world, bro, through basketball, like literally.
So as I flip it back, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment up to this point?
Graduating from Wichita State University. I did what athletes tend not to do. Leave when you come out as a senior, go do all the shit you do and go back 10 years later. That's what I did. And usually when guys get out of school for that long, it's like, fuck it. Because at some point you figure something out. You figure a way to hustle or to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And once I had my son, it was like, this is going to be dope for him.
To watch you already have certain things in your life.
Yeah, at that time he was living in Wichita, which in Wichita State Shockers is everything. Even them years later, Holman out there, that's his son.
Mm-hmm.
While he in school and that, I just wanted to attach to graduate, not just former basketball player.
Yes, sir. So this is going to be a part where I just kind of give you some random questions, but I just want to hear your input on it. You have a lady in your life. You just talked about your son. You have a lady in your life, and you're never one to shy away from posting her or showing the world how much you care for her and love her. Like, talk about when there's all this noise around street ball and other probably points of your life. How does she help you navigate the storm?
Oh, that's a good one. She really don't want to talk about basketball. So it's like, when we lose one of them 9 games, I'm pissed off. She ready to go do something fun or something to take my mind off it. You know what I mean? She don't really want to get into the street ball world. I think she know I'm dope. She know I'm Frizz Calipari. It's like, yeah, they gonna win. He gonna come home with the chip. So she don't really gotta get my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It just takes your mind off everything else. When I come home, I don't need to.
Yeah, we going in a different direction.
I respect that.
A lot of these guys, street balling is everything to them. It's everything.
Damn, you taking my questions out of my mind.
Yeah,
I like this though. I like this though. I don't want to cut you, but I like that though. We flowing right now. Like how everybody, to outside people, street ball may seem like everything to you. They may get that impression.
Right.
And for others, it's just a way to pass time in the summer.
Right.
What does street ball mean to you? Like, what is it like? Yeah, we may see Fridge every other day out 2 months out the summer, but after that, I only see Fridge on FaceTime or if it's on social media. How much does street ball really mean to you, knowing that you've played in street ball in your era,
right,
and then now you're still connected to it?
The culture is dope. Like
this current culture, or just street ball period? Street
ball period.
Okay.
It's like New York City. It's what we do, man. Believe it or not, there's been years, yo, fuck that shit, bro. My boy Butter, like, what are we gonna do? Summertime, like, what we gonna do? Go watch somebody else play?
When we could be them guys.
Like, it's New York City summer. If you got any little bit of hoop in you, you either going to watch the games or you incorporate it in the game.
Mm-hmm.
If you're from New York City.
Facts.
And you got any little hoop in you. So that's what kind of, like, keep us going. It's the culture. With that being said, after we win, like, 2 more summers, man, we might let somebody else
have it. I don't know. The way dynasties work, you gotta keep going.
Our dynasty, like I told you, man, it's how do you, JC 20, Keyshawn 21, like how do you, Will's 22, like how do you beat us with the way we play? What are you gonna do? Think about it. What are you gonna do different? Might put that shit on a shirt.
What are you gonna do different?
Like, how do you and our blueprint is completely out. The way we play, the way I coach, the way we we always go 10 to 11 deep. We're relentless. We're gonna pressure on a missed free throw. Everything is out, and it's still we make teams look bad, man.
So when you said earlier that you guys as ADC has only been playing in one major tournament.
Yep.
And this past summer was the time where you've been able to go around the field. Based on going around the field, or even just being a part of different parks by going there watching, what was your favorite, or what's your favorite tournaments right now? Like when you say, okay, we got a game today or we got 2 games today, or like which tournament are you hyped up to play in?
I liked all the tournaments we was in, even Zeke joint. People think I don't like Zeke joint because of how the chip went. All the tournaments, I'm cool. I'm competitive, man. I'm hyped when we got a game. Even LES. Gersh just meant so much to us because of the longevity
of how y'all been there.
And we lost 2 finals. The last 2 finals we was in, we really wanted Gersh. Gersh could have been the least amount of money, and we still really, really wanted Gersh. Zone 6 was super dope, everything about it, and we set a bar for ourselves and even for the people his teams that's been in that tournament for years and ain't win a chip.
Before they was called Zone 6.
Right. They chasing. So we're excited to be back for sure. But Gersh meant the most because, like I said, you do anything for so long, you get to the mountain and lose, then you get over that hill. It feels better to say we won 2 out of 4 than, you know what I'm saying, just winning 1 our first year.
Okay. So let's get into your MVP of the summer. I feel like he deserves...
No U-turns.
I feel like he deserves his flowers, Mr. No U-turns. I would definitely love to get him on this platform, but that boy's in school and he's working, so... Hey, my boy, whenever you're ready, you're ready. But let's talk about JC. Like, describe when that moment where you said to him or he said to you, "Yo, I'm playing with y'all. Like, I'm playing with y'all, and that's it."
Right. So a lot of people may know or don't know. I coached JC 3 years AAU, 3 straight years. He's my point guard from 14 through 17. We had a super duper connection, like super bond, former point guard. We went to the same middle school, so we always talked out 113 shit on the road and stuff like that. And I watched him grow. I watched him them summer times, like, really mature. He still has some maturing to do, which he's at now. But watched him from freshman year, maybe, get emotional over a loss to senior year just handling it or making sure there's no loss. You know what I mean? And he kind of carried that over this summer. Last summer he played with us. Another quick story in Whitehead. And I had the vets. I remember who we played, but it was down to the wire. And Jules, Cheat Code, and Zay Station was playing real well. And he didn't play that much. And it ticked him off. Had some people in his ear, and he stopped coming. But he spoke to me about it. You know what I mean?
As a man,
and
facts.
We cool. Like, that's my guy. We ain't letting one situation, you know what I'm saying, mess nothing up. After this year, people turned their back on him. When I say this year, I mean his freshman year.
Yeah.
A lot of people turned their back on him. He knew it was always the same love over here. And he knew we had the platform. So he's one of them guys, too, I was in touch with. Soon as he got freedom to leave from his workouts, he started coming to training camp right away, 3 times a week with us at Basketball City. And he was a different player, man. He sat down and told me everybody's in a portal. It's like, man, I had a meeting with Speedy, man, and I told him I'm coming back and I'm not transferring. I'm not running from the challenge. And I knew, like, oh, he about to dog niggas in the summertime. And in them runs, he just looked different. He just looked different.
What was the biggest change in his game from that year difference?
The maturity on the court. Like, even you seen big games this summer, even kill. Talk shit a little bit
Just
once
a little
people
bit.
talking to him, but he'll hit 6, 7 in a row, and he's running up to go press. So before, you know, he was celebrating on them type of situations. And everything he went through, from double teams to physical play to he handled it all great. And it's just, he knows everything is a learning experience right now. He knows that 100%. You know what I mean? So he's the best young point guard in New York City.
So we stamping that.
We stamping that.
All right.
And
Just
the
making
way
sure.
we play, he's going to win every matchup. Hear me out, Sway.
Hey, man, talk to me.
He's getting ISOs.
He's getting
Nobody
everything,
over there is
actually.
getting ISOs. We're doubling. So how do you outscore him? If it's a matchup, this guard versus this guard, he could fucking shoot from half with us.
Facts. It's on the film. The film speaks for itself.
JC. His shit. So if you trying to go back and forth with him, you ain't going to win because he going to get 30. You're going to have 12 because we doubling like hyenas.
I bet. So this is where I get into my rapid fire. I'm going to give a name, a thing, a person, a event, location, and just whatever comes to your mind, speak it.
Got you.
First name, Zay Station.
Best player in New York City.
We standing on that.
Standing on that.
Why?
Takes a lot to be the best player, not just stats. Leadership,
That's what I was
toughness, faith. He has it all. He has it all. He's what you want as a leader, a captain. Yeah, we about to sign him. Woe's gonna report. We're gonna give him $500 million. Calling Al tonight.
All right, next name, or next person, your son.
I got 2.
Oh, you have 2.
I got 2.
All right,
Pop and Major.
Let's put both of them into that mix. We never want to leave nobody out.
Right.
Your sons, talk to me.
My world.
How old are they?
11 and 5.
11 and 5. Do any of them follow dad's footsteps in the basketball realm?
They both play. They slightly kiddie right now, but it's early.
It's early.
And they know they have big shoes to fill.
Okay. As a side question, do you think is it a thing for you to, like, did you just want to put them in the basketball thing, or you want to, like, how are you raising them as they find their niches, their hobbies, their things that they like to do? Are you putting that there?
It's more like whatever makes you happy. My oldest son has played tackle football, soccer, ran some track. So it's whatever you want to do until you figure out your niche, we all for it.
You bet. Next name, Mr. Cheat Code Mark. He's had a rough summer, but talk to me. You've been with this man since I've seen you, so talk to me. What do you think about when you hear his name?
Loyal.
I like that. He definitely loyal. Standing on everything.
He you know, we learned a lot about each other this summer, but he stayed down. He stayed down, and he's a big part of what we got going on. And we'll be a lot deeper, but I think it's going to make him better. He going to make other guys better. So that's one thing I would say about him. He loyal. He fuck with a different cloth.
All right. New York City basketball.
Side.
I feel like
the summer, right?
Yeah. Now I'm talking about the culture that it is right now. If you want to.
The culture. Let me take that back. I would say dope, but I got points on what could keep it dope or make it doper, if that's a word.
Talk to me.
We gotta eliminate this for the whole New York City. Let's eliminate all the WWE, bro. Like all the fake tough shit and all that. Let's eliminate it, please, man. Like, for real, man. Yo, I come from an era, it's like, yo, and it's not even me. Probably everybody in here can say we come from you ain't shit, bust your ass, keep it moving. Bro. The WWE shit is at an all-time high. Yo, turnover. What? I'll fuck you up. Huh? Like, how does that even? That's messing up the culture. And I want the commissioners to stand on that. They need to put that on their schedules in bold, because they fucking up their brands with the WWE shit. They fucking up Clash, all of them. The games 2 hours. They fucking up y'all time. So many fake double texts and arguments, and let's just get to it. The press can't be that good. It can't be to make you go Ric Flair, no, son. You losing me.
I like that. I think we gonna have to definitely clip that one,
Man,
because too many times there's things in the street ball game that have nothing to do with the game, and it's just
like the food vendors, the VIP seats and all that. That's good adage, but the WWE, for what? Everybody that's playing, pretty much, you got a few young guys like JC and them, but look what they doing. Playing in school, about to get a degree. Everybody else got kids, families to get back
mortgages to pay.
That's why I've been at a point where, and I struggle, Butter probably gonna laugh, where you calling me pussy like that, I don't care. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, so? I don't hang with you. I don't get no Heinekens or no Coronas with you. You can call me whatever you want. But off of what? Vice versa, even with my guys, if something happened to one of my guys, when we go back and think about it over a basketball game,
it's a joke.
It's clown shit. So please, man, New York City, no WWE. If I yell you suck, just show you not suck.
Facts.
Because that's another thing, Sway. I got way too much power in the street ball world.
Why do you think you got too much power?
Because of the reactions. If I say somebody's kitty, they go crazy.
Is it because, do you think that's because how you act on the sidelines, or how you are, let me not use the word act, how you are on the sidelines, or you think that just because everybody wants to beat ADC now?
I think it's because everybody wants to beat us, and it's a little bit of, these guys remember me. So this is they get back. They couldn't say nothing to me when I was playing, bro. These are facts.
Okay, so when you hear circus, what you think?
3 passports.
All got stamps in them. All of them.
You can't get 3. You can't get no empty joints.
What was the most fondest moment of your street ball career? Like all I had to put in was your first name, and there's clips. There's people that's got you on film, or you had a tough matchup that day, or whatever it is. Like, what was it about your time that what was the thing that you can't remember, that you would never forget in that time of you playing?
Man, it's a lot. It's crazy because, some people clown about it, because I had to branch off overseas basketball to do that. And that shit took me everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And it kept me in the States, and it was a blessing. But I never forget, after I won the contract, we started a foreign tour, and we went to Asia, and we flew into Tokyo from JFK. So it was 20 hour flight, whatever. I'm half asleep. We going through customs, I'm walking, and we get right past customs, and it's probably 10,000 people, and they're all yelling, "Circus, circus, circus." AO and them is grabbing me like, "Yo, hurry up, yo, what they saying?" They pulling me up. And when I got to the front to see that shit in a whole nother
yeah. Man,
none of the people look like me, and they yelling, "Circus." Yo, that shit was crazy. And I knew, oh, this is big. That was when I realized it was big, because we was on ESPN and all that, but once we got overseas, I was like, wow. Crazy.
International recognition. You're no longer just talking about your country. Back here, SwayReportingLive, we getting down on the interview. We got Fridge Holman here, Coach Frizz, ADC, Viola, everything, 3 times. You already know what it is, guys. So as we get down, right, so I was told to get to the spicy questions, right? They said I wasn't too spicy. Hit that mouse for me, please. We talk about all the different coaches. Is good. We talk about all the different coaches in the street ball game. You already said no one compares to you. I've been in front of places with Coach Ra where you guys are just just at each other's heads.
Right.
I've been in places. I've been on the lives where he's talking about your basketball career, but you telling like you never had one.
Right.
We talking about like, this is the things people want to hear. So I'm gonna adhere to that this one time. What is it between you and Coach Rod that y'all always going back and forth? What is it between y'all that is there underlying animosity here, or is it just like I really just genuinely don't like him as a coach and I'm trying to be better than him?
Good question. I like him as a person. I think he's a good street ball coach, or great as he calls himself. He's been doing it for a long time. Can't take that away from him. Committed. Like, I used to joke about him like years ago, even when I was playing. Like, yo, how the hell you in 6 tournaments every summer and at every game?
Mm-hmm.
And his commitment was leading the W's. I wouldn't say it's a new sheriff in town or nothing like that, because, again, we've been coaching that one tournament, but I was doing shit. Everybody know I was signed to K1X for 8 summers. I was going to Germany every summer with K1X, missing games, missing the fight. That's how we was losing players. Yo, you ain't even going to be here. Why you telling me to play with ADC? I bet. See you later, because I ain't changing what I'm doing. So, like, back to him, I don't, as a person, it's my guy. We in the same culture. But he can't sit next to me in the basketball world. That's a fact. That's why I say he a good street ball coach, because if I hand him a clipboard, he going to drop that shit. You hand me a clipboard, I'm going to draw up some shit that ain't for street ball. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Our minds is just, we on a different plateau. So you yelling you the greatest, you've probably had 800 and something more games than me. You've been coaching since I've been playing. But now that we on the same level, if you come to a game, watch me coach, watch my guys coach, watch our roster, his roster, my roster, you'll see who the best coach. See the commands I get, see the shit I run, see the adjustments I make. It's a landslide. You know what I'm saying?
So, but do you think, honestly, in terms of recruiting styles or whatever, how do you think you fare up? Because the mantra is, or the some of the talk on the street that I've heard at least is, Sean Bell, they're almost guaranteed to win some type of money in whatever tournament that they get into. At least 1, 2, it doesn't matter. Do you think that aids him in recruitment when you trying to recruit guys, even though even though ADC likes to keep their family together,
right.
Whenever you do look outside the family,
right.
Do you think when it comes to recruitment that he has the edge on you?
No. He'll take anybody that is good. I'm going to take somebody that fit my system, that's coachable. Difference. You ain't going to never see nobody yelling and cursing at me on my team. I've witnessed that numerous times over there.
Yes, I have.
That's the difference. So, some people move a different way to win. I'm going to move my way and win with my guys. The same. They sprinting off the courts as subs. It's just different. It's levels. You know what I'm saying? It's levels. If me and him was coaching all these years together, you wouldn't have all them chips and all of that. It's a fact.
All right.
But again, I was yelling this all summer. I'm the best coach in street ball by default because I'm really a hooper. Everybody know me for hooping. Knock on wood, when it's my time to go, ain't nobody going to say, good looking, Monty. Ain't nobody going to say, yo, he was a coach. He was a great coach. Yo, he was the goods. That nigga Fridge was different. And that's why it's like, he had a bad, like, on the street ball shit, I go bully him. Because what you going to say? I was trash? What could you say to me? Meaning him. I could say you wasn't shit, boy. You ain't played nowhere. You can't say that to me. Can't say I can't coach. Can't say I don't got command of my guys. Can't say I ain't winning. What could you say?
All right.
That's why street ball world, they fuck with me, but they really don't fuck with me.
Because you're not afraid to talk the talk, and then you walking the walk right now, brother.
Nah, like I said in the beginning, this summer, they do not want to see the schedule, see ADC.
Okay, so let's talk about next summer, just some things. What can you tell me that's going to be happening for ADC that people don't know yet? What is there something that I need that the people can get? Just a little tidbit as a foreshadow to the next summer.
So we believe, and I'm talking about the big dogs, we believe this is like robbery without no gun. So we're going to branch off. We doing like little weekend shits in LA, little weekend shits in Cali, just for the bag. We're going to move around a little bit, even if it means, you stay coach a game in Gersh, whatever, early in the season, whatever. We're going to expand our basketball name, you know what I'm saying, with both brands a little bit different this summer. Probably make people mad when they see we jumping on a plane just to go play somewhere real quick.
So we're not just staying in New York City, is what you're saying. We taking ADC Viola across country. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, they be having tournaments, win 3 games, 25,000.
Come back to the towns.
Our product is different. Teams ain't never seen how we about to play. So we look at all this, like, I was like, damn, staying committed equal 40,000? Like, and I still went on like 3 overseas vacations. Like, I still have missed a few little, but I'm like, damn, just being here, having the guys here, this all it took. Say Station be back, Marv be back.
Yeah.
we got too much firepower. So I don't see, if we stay healthy, you know what I'm saying? Like you brought up earlier, my wife, like, I'm back in New York now. I ain't been living in New York since 2011. Back in New York now, so I ain't gonna be missing too many games.
Say that.
And we gonna win.
So my next question, who are your top 5 players to play good against you? Whether it was this season or recent,
that is a good question.
What are the guys that no matter what you threw at them, they still got their 20, 24 and up, or 22, something like?
It ain't 5 of them.
It ain't 5 of them. All right, so give me the names then. How much is it?
I hate these motherfuckers too, just for this reason. Irv Walker. If I played against Irv 8 times, he might have went over 35 of them times. And it's hard to do that against us. It's hard. It's we getting it out your hands. But again, those prior years, to pat myself on the back, I've made adjustments that that wouldn't happen today. You know what I'm saying? I was so stubborn on just press, double. I don't care who it is. Now we pick and choose when we going, who we going against, who we just playing straight up. So Irv, who else be cooking us? I think Kedar got us a couple times. Not like every time, but again, the way we play, if you have 3 out of 8 good games against us, like individually, that's a lot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I can't really think of nobody else that's just like, I cooked ADC. I know Gary had a good game against us this year. They lost, but
individually,
I think he had 29 or something like that, G. Irv. But yeah, that's about it. We usually we the guys that
strapping up.
We holding you to 6 if you average 20. It's a fact.
Okay. So, is there one player in the street ball game that embodies what you stand for and what your team stand for that's not on your team?
I don't know. As much as I coach and I scout, I don't really pay too much attention to the other guys. I got a guy that I like. I don't know if this something you was gonna ask me or
talk to me. Let it rip. Go ahead.
Guy that kind of remind me of myself. That's not nothing to do with my program, and to me is like one of my favorites is Bryce.
Bryce Jones.
Tough.
Yeah.
He's nice. Like, I don't say guys are nice.
Yeah, lefty.
Nice.
He over the water right now. Hopefully he getting money, but
violated us in Hoopsville. Bad.
Yeah, that was one of the tournaments he did play in this summer.
Bad. Yeah, and the way we are competitive, like fiending he there the next time we play. That's how we are. You know, we want him to be there.
I bet. So, last question. I'm gonna just try to tie all of this together. We got the street ball, we got the viola, we got your time overseas, we got your street ball career, you got your high school, you got your college, you got your family, you got your sons, your lady, you like everything that's been happening. Like, what do you have to say to the people? It don't got to be basketball related, because now I'm talking about you, the person, and what you've been doing for decades on decades.
Right.
What's the message? Like, what if a young guy comes in here and he's like, yo, I'm having trouble doing this, or I'm trying to do this. Like, what are the things you tell somebody that are just trying to get to a point where they're at peace? Because you look like someone that's at peace right now. Is that correct in saying?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say, you know, stay prayed up. Stay out the way, which is key. You know, keep your mind on what you're trying to do. And we're at a point now where there's so much bread out there that's, I don't know if shown is the word, but where our people, like, it's been money in America. But now
every day.
it's for us. We could get it. It's really athletes signing for $220 million. It's people getting money off podcasts. It's so much money that stay prayed up and stay out the way from the dumb shit and get to the bag and lock in on not only yourself but the people around you, people that's coming. If you got kids, nieces, nephews, maybe your homies, they families, stay out the way, fuck with them, and get to the money.
Get to the money.
That's pretty much it right now. They not hiding the bread from us.
It's just right there. You got to go get it.
It's too much of it.
Because everyday government print it.
Right.
Respectfully. Okay, this is your 30 seconds, your 2 minutes, your 5 minutes, whatever you want. Your camera is there. Talk to the people, man. What you got to say?
Yo, Fritz Calipari, man. Best coach in New York City. I don't really want that title, but it is what it is. Summer's ours. We had it on the shirt last summer.
Definitely did.
And we about to switch up the slogan. I don't know what it's going to be, but New York City's is ours. This shit is sweet. I could really do this shit for like 3, 4, 5 minutes. Nobody could do what we do. Nobody could coach how we coach. Every tournament, if we ain't playing at 9 o'clock and we don't got purple, don't call me. But on some real shit, though, Sway, Monty, cool. Appreciate what y'all doing. Y'all content is elite. Y'all got the city on smash. I wish y'all nothing but the best. And, yeah, no WWE this summer, man. Love, peace, and happiness.
Love, peace, and
Big
happiness.
cloth.
Big cloth. Sway Reporting Live, one-on-one sit-downs. Coach Fridge, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir. We doing something, fellas. I hope y'all love this one. It was a great one. 3 times, cloth. We out of here.
We out of here.